How long have you been in the pub trade, and how did you get into the pub game?
Pub stuff. I kind of started that in 10 or 12 years ago, I think it was, when I bought the Clutha and the Victoria. But I was never involved in pubs before, only drinking them. And what happened, there was a photographer understood in the West End, up in the West End, just off Church Street, just off Banks Road. And I kept getting my door chaps to buy the product off me to develop it. So I ended up doing that myself, so I built flats and things like that there, and what do you call the restaurant? Beers restaurant, Church Street. But at that time there was quite a lot of pubs groups after it to turn into like tenants, pub or bass tenants at the time, I think it was. And the guy got involved and somebody suggested, do you want to buy the pubs down here, which is just the Clutha and the Victoria, which I knew because I frequented them. And I was from the Gorbals obviously, so I knew that. So I ended up buying these pubs, but there was always to a view to maybe doing something in the area, the whole area, to regenerate the area, you know, as part of that. So that was the kind of long-term plan for them.
Fantastic. Do you own any other pubs at the moment?
I've also got the George Hotel in Millport. It's a 11-bed hotel right on the waterfront, you know, so that's a kind of seasonal thing there.
Oh, fantastic. Except your pub, what is your favourite pub in Glasgow?
Well, the Victoria was one of my favourite pubs. Clutha as well. I used to go down to Clutha on a Saturday afternoon, nobody knew me. And it was even at one point I got refused to get served. You know, but not because I was drunk or anything like that, just because it was a private function. But I mean, the guys soon realised. But that was the way I liked it, you know, that I could go down with my pal and watch a band or something and have a few beers, you know, and then they knew you. You know, so, but different story nowadays. You know.
Yeah, definitely. When do you expect that Clutha will reopen?
We're hoping for the 29th of May. But as I said, it's not the only part we're going to open. We're opening Victoria, we're covering the back of the beer garden. There'll still be a beer garden at the front, and you've seen the murals and things like that going up. And we're only using the toilets in the Clutha just now, until we find out what to do. You know, but that's not me who's going to decide that. That's everybody.
What was your favourite band that played in the Clutha?
Hard to single one out. I'll probably get doing a single one, you know. But there's a lot of good bands. I mean, there's so many different ones that done different things, you know. I mean, the pals are actually Rosary, believe it or not. That's like my kind of best pal and things like that, you know, plays in that. And it's just a coincidence that there's going to be the one that night because we're in the next day. You know, there's lots of good bands, Perfect Remedy, Black Triangles, all these guys, you know, and they kind of rock to place, you know what I mean? They're really good, so I couldn't really single one out for it.
What's the plan of the future for the future of the Clutha?
Don't know. It's difficult because the difficulty is that where the accident happened, it was right on the bar. You know, and when you go into the pub or you've been in the pub or things like that, it's just horrible. You know, it's just not what the Clutha used to be like. So part of the thinking, and it's taken me a wee while to do this, you know, but I was also held up with other reasons as well. You know, various different parties holding up to doing things. But part of the biggest reason was maybe trying to take time to think of what to do. And what I'm doing just now is only temporary. You know, it might look like that there is a lot of work. Now there's a lot of work going on, but I felt that I had to get something opened just to get people back in and give other people a wee bit of closure. You know, so we just felt I had to do something, you know, rather than just lying empty and running away. So the long-term plan, I don't know, because I think we'll wait to see what happens with this and then work our way through the next stage. But believe me, there always will be a Clutha, no matter what happens, there'll always be a Clutha.
Do you plan on keeping the name of the Clutha?
Aye, that's what it's always going to be. I mean, it'll probably be known here. The Victoria still got its name above the bar, but this will be known as the Clutha as well. So it'll be the kind of Clutha Victoria, but everybody will just say, let's go down to the Clutha, you know, that's the way it'll happen.
Tell us a bit about the Clutha Trust.
Yeah, the Clutha Trust was formed on the back of obviously what happened. You know, just after the accident, a lot of bands and people were asking if we could help the people who were affected by the accident. And they raised quite a lot of money, over $500,000, by doing concerts and this and that and the next thing. Then we got just a few weeks after we got broken into by, I think it was about 3 or 4 youngins, for some drink and things like that, in the charity box. But you were kind of thinking, I mean, a lot of press and things like that were calling them scum and this and the next thing, which to a degree I suppose a lot of people think that way, but to me it seemed they didn't really have any focus in life or understanding like that's not the right thing to do. And that's a generation thing, a family thing. So their mother and father probably like that, their grandfather, and it goes back. And in my heart I would say it goes back to Thatcher. Get my wee rant about her, and back to the 70s, because you'd a level of people going out to do things or work and things like that isn't there anymore. And all these kids, they've just been brought up in that kind of generation where things like that are okay and they don't have anything to do or any work to do. So the Clutha Trust was set up not necessarily to help people like that, but or those people, but people like that, or kids and young people who are disadvantaged backgrounds, and give them a wee guide into try this. And one of the examples is that we had one of the first projects we done, we gave 5 guitars and a tutor to some kids up at Royston. And they were in the tutors class the same night as there was a shooting up there. So you're getting a wee difference, like they're off the street, learning a wee bit of music. Maybe think, it's a wee bit different if you're going down that road, the other way. So basically that's what the Clutha Trust is. And the long-term aim of it is to try and get maybe like a community bus, which maybe costs, is that right, it might cost about 100, 150,000 or something like that. And the bus will have a recording studio on it and various other things that you can do with art, photography, film, all that kind of stuff. It's not just music, it's a whole art kind of thing that they could go out and learn, and we can take it to different places all around. So that's the thing, and it's a positive thing to come out of a tragic thing like that.
Definitely. What is your favourite drink?
Today or yesterday, because it's different. I'm famous for having all sorts of different drinks in front of me. I was in Italy actually not that long ago and I was drinking Lambrusco, believe it or not.
Lovely jubbly.
And everybody thinks Lambrusco's crap, but in Italy it's different stuff, which is marvellous. So I could ranges. Wine, I like a bottle of Bud. I better say pint of Tennent's, because Tennent's were brilliant when we were there. I mean, for a big company, Tennent's, they've got a big heart. I mean, unbelievably the amount of help they've done for me, even to believe it. And it's the top guys right down, they're just excellent.
So thumbs up for Tennent's?
Oh God, aye. You wouldn't believe how good they were. See, I mean, you've got a lot of help for people, and it gives you strength, like Tennent's, the Ben, like the boys in there, they're still helping. Right. The 2 bar staff that are injured and things like that, Federation of Small Businesses and all that, but the local, the trades, like the Ben charity, like Tennent's, you don't know what you did without them. This wouldn't have happened without Tennent's. I wouldn't be able to get on again. Because insurance companies were doing what insurance companies do. Yeah. Nailing you.
Hold back.
Aye. And they'll come up and say, we're plans to sort these bastards out, don't worry about it. They will, but the back that go for Tennent's was unbelievable.
That's great.
Incredible, aye. Just ordinary boys from Glasgow on it, Really good.
We've got some questions from our readers. Adam Miller asks, what's the attraction of the Clutha over the other pubs in the city centre?
Live music. Good prices as well, I suppose. Our prices were always pretty reasonable, and you're charging good prices and you're getting live music as well. It's got to be said as well, it's the punters, There was never a pub that had much trouble in it. Very, 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 very seldom you would have any trouble in it, and the punters were great. So it's a good mix, Good.
Neil McLennan asks, were you always confident that the Clutha would reopen after the crash?
Aye, 100%.
Paul Laverty asks, in the new Clutha and its future, will there be anything to remember its history?
The history of the Clutha or the accident?
Of the Clutha.
Of the Clutha? Oh aye. The history's important. I mean, I like history anyway, so in the Victoria itself there'll be pictures of various things, the history of Glasgow, Gorbals and the surrounding area and things like that. There'll be stuff about the Clutha as we go through. We've kept all the different bits and pieces that were in next door. There'll be stuff like that, and then there is a rumour of somebody writing a book about it. Maybe the Clutha itself and that type of thing, and then the accident, obviously, in the aftermath of that. So yes, definitely.
Mark Begley asked, How does it feel to be reopening the pub?
Probably mixed emotions actually. You know, I think it'll be really sad on the night. I'm not looking forward to it. I'd rather not be there. You know what I mean? But it'll be a hard one. You know, but it's kind of mixed. You know, the likes of getting things done like this, I don't mind all that sort of stuff and the press, different pressures I go under. When it's actually done, I mean, I'm not a publican, as I said before, and I don't work in pubs or anything like that. You know, you'll probably never see me again, hopefully. You know, but the night will be tough, I think, getting it home, you know, but we'll just see what happens on that night.
Gary Cavan asks, do you have any plans for the opening night?
Yes, we're going to open. Let's say we're opening the 29th. I know it looks like we won't be, but you know, but let's say we are opening the 29th or the week after. The kind of loose end plans just now is to open at 5 o'clock, but that'll be private. And I'm trying not to miss anybody out, you know, but obviously there's a couple of people coming through it, but it will be private to the extent for families and things like that. The band we've got on is Rose Room, who were supposed to be in the next day at 4 o'clock. The Rose Room are going to play with Cahoots, and there's a song that was written in the Clutha, and it was on the CD that we've done for the Clutha Fund or the Clutha Trust, and it's because it's a Clutha thing. It's a sad kind of song, you know, just drinking with angels, and it's weird that the guy wrote it not long before the accident, you know, and it's that kind of song, like, you know, and it relates to the people who were killed in it, you know, so we're going to use that as a kind of first song.
No Glasgow Pubs readers have sent in money for the Clutha Trust, totalling £735.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Hopefully that goes to...
well, we will, you know, yesterday I was at one in the Gorbals, it's a disability centre. It wasn't music, they needed its pictures, believe it or not. So they need pictures of, just to brighten up an area. So what we're going to do, we're giving them, we'll pay for the materials for the pictures. We're going to get a local school kids to go out and take pictures for them, and I'll maybe get one of the graffiti boys to do a mural in the canteen for them. So what we'll do, once that's done, I'll get photographs of it and I'll send it to your guys and show you that's where the money went to.
Fantastic.
So that's brilliant, and we'll stick something on our Facebook as well about the Old Glasgow Pubs. So thanks very much, that's amazing.
Yeah, the readers have done really well.
They're
thanks
brilliant.
very much.
Thank you. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.